Hey everybody, double round week is here, the first of the year, the first of the season, and today we're gonna talk about our usual section, so credit bank, the top and bottom credit performances this week, the results of our team, the codes for the week, for this double round week, our trades and our team formation for the new ride.
And to start with the credit bank, you see the ups and downs of this round. As you see, Sacco was the main man with a double-double in the last round. Also, Daniel Oturu, he had a great game versus Fenerbahce. However, FS lost the game, but his performance was instrumental. Also, you see Cordigne. He had an all-around game. I think 23 points he scored, but he was a key factor for Virtus. And also for coach, you see Coach Penaroya, who was our coach for our team. So he gave us 20 fantasy points, and with it was 8.2 credits back then. If you choose him, he will give you 20 fantasy points back, which is crucial for a coach.
Yeah, and I was thinking about the three players that they had the biggest boost in terms of percentage increase round on round. We really believe in Oturu, and as we spoke on the previous, so we really want him on our team, so he's on our radar. On the other hand, we want to see continuation from Sacco. Most probably he will be able to do it. But in terms of Cordigne, is one player we'd love to watch because of all the fundamentals and how, old school he plays. But I think it's probably not the best solution for a fantasy. But we see how it continues. So in terms of
let me add for Cordigne, I believe stability is a key factor. So last year he had some great games, but then you see some games that he gave just single fantasy points back. So that's what I mean, stability in his performances overall.
Yeah, great all-around player. So even if he has good games, sometimes the fantasy won't give him credit for it. So on the downside, we had three players wearing the greens, all losing the biggest value. The main point here is Algiris had a bad game, and of course, we see two of their players in this list, Mitchell and Wallace. And on the other hand, Slukas had an off game that didn't create any issue for Panathinaikos, as they won their game quite easily. But I would say last week, although we were looking at this category to choose some players, we still believe Slukas is expensive. So 13.5 even after the credit loss is still a lot. So we would stay actually away from all of these three players this week. And in terms of coaches, another loss for Alba and another loss of value from Gonzalez, the highest loss of value from the coaches. So it's now just at 4.4. So how did our team do? We succeeded on our main goal, that was to regain some of our credits and also starting building our core team back, because we had a very bad start on the round one. So this round two, we had, I would say, mostly positive feelings, mainly because we had a cheap codes, especially when you think we started with a 10 codes credit Ataman, and then we had Penaroya, I think 8.2, if I remember
Yes.
correct.
Mhm.
He gave us 20 points, and then we got in Mirotic, also with a discount because he had a bad game at first round. He gave us 25.3.
DJ Short,
also,
yeah.
DJ Short 21 points is our core from the start, and of course Vezenkov had his best game this year. I mean, it's just 2 games, but yeah, had a good game on the second round with double. If I remember correct, 27, 11, 7 points, 11 rebounds. And then, of course, we had some bad performances. Vlad had a slightly off game, but we were expecting that game to be difficult. So it's not a big deal, but Lovren is the second time, and Petrusev, that they don't really impress. So they are on our blacklist. But we will look at this later.
And let's see the coach of the week selection for the upcoming round 3 and round 4. Double week is coming up. Our suggestion is Saras Jaskevicius. His starting price is 9.3 credits. Fenerbahce is playing versus Crvena Zvezda at home in round 3, and then round 4 versus Alba in Berlin. On the paper, Fenerbahce should have not a tough task to win both games, based on the quality that they have and the depth in their roster. So, for these reasons, Saras is our pick for this double round week.
However, when we look at trades, we're actually on the right hand side of the screen. We have traded Penaroya, so we thank him for his great contribution. He gave us credits, he gave us points, so that's like spot on. And we get in Zelimir Obradovic with a discount. Our first choice is Saras, but then we need to look what we can do with the credits we have right now. And with the 6.9 credits, Zelimir is the best option for us. Then we, as I mentioned before, we weren't happy really with Petrusev and Lovren. Strangely enough, we still believe Lovren will at some point will have a 20 game fantasy game, but we can't wait for it to happen. It may happen even now that we get him out, but the fact is we can't risk another round and any more loss on credits especially. So we will sell him with a loss, and then we're also selling our second center with a small increase of 0.1 credits. So all of this in total, it cost us around 0.4 credits more than we bought them, but we had some money on the side from the previous round because we were expecting to make changes to bring on Turu. That was our main focus. But not just to Turu, we also managed to bring Jones. We think that Jones will have a really nice matchup with Bayern and potentially a chance to have a captain game. So
yeah, it's like if we didn't have this player, I'm gonna mention in our team, but if you got the chance to watch the game, the last game, Bayern versus Panathinaikos versus Bayern, Matthias Lesor was spectacular again. So it's like, that's get us a little bit more the push to pick Jones and put him in our team.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, perhaps is the second best duo we can have. Potentially the best to be Lesort and Oturo Jones, but then we have Oturo Jones together. We think is also a great duo to keep in our main team. So now that we're building up the team for the future rounds. And on the other hand, we got finally Nakic at forwards. He had some playing time last week at last round. He gave 7 fantasy points, so he remained at 6.1 credits. And we expect to get some more playing time now back at home as well. So all in all, we, as you can see, we spend more money for the players than what we have done last week. But as I said, the money we have kept on the side before helped us to do that.
I mean, as you see now also in the formation that we have, and Bill said we wanted to focus on the player side instead of the coach in this for this round. That's why you see Hero, Turu, and Jones both in the starting lineup at center, and then forward with Vezenkov and Mirotic. Vezenkov is our captain as well. We believe that, you know, another home game for Olympiacos, another opportunity for Vezenkov to shine and score points and grab rebounds. And also the guard, we have DJ Shorts. We expect him to be again, you know, a main factor for Paris, the go-to scorer definitely for the team. And as 6th player, we have Tamir Blat from Maccabi. We read that in the news that Jokubaitis will miss some time, unfortunately, due to an injury. Also, we had some transactions last week. Jordan Lloyd moved from Maccabi to Monaco, back to the team that he was playing until last summer. And he will play for Monaco because the rules change, so he doesn't have to wait until the new year, you know, to start. But he can play immediately for Monaco. And also Maccabi signed Saben Lee. He was playing in BCL. He scored 46 points, I think, in his last game in BCL. So we don't know if he will play or not. However, the main issue is that Tamir Blat will be the key guard for Maccabi in the game versus FS. Another opportunity for Blat to have a good fantasy game. And then on the bench, at the end, we have Nakic, who we just brought. And as Bill mentioned, he gets a playing time. Also in ABA League, he played 20 minutes in the last game for Partizan. And then the fillers, Bortolani from Armani, Rayeste from Baskonia, and Lazic from Crvena Zvezda. We don't expect to get, you know, that many fantasy points from the last 3 players. However, the main core of the team, the starting 5 and the 6th man, they have the potential. They can give us a high fantasy point game. Again, tier 1, if you see, most games are in tier 1 for round 3. Only the game Barcelona versus Monaco is on tier 2. So when you have to choose for captain or players, just make sure that you pay attention and you see in which tiers the players are playing.
Yeah, so that's a very good comment. So if you have a different structure in your team and you have maybe some players from tier 2 already, is fine. But if you don't, and if you do like some of them, for example James, and you're willing to give the credits, it will be a good backup in case your captain doesn't do great at the first turn. So we don't have that luxury here because it's only one game. In turn 2 we decided we're going to take that risk. Now maybe last minute we will change to Jones or to Oturu, but most probably will remain with Vezenkov as our captain.
Yeah, and as you see, so this is our team. As Bill said, we might change the captain, might not. put your comments, like and subscribe to our channel, and enjoy EuroLeague basketball.
See you next time, guys. Have a good one.